Madam, what is your spouse's role in your career development?
Yeah, so Arvind's role in my career has been really immense, and he's very supportive from the time, or even before we got married. Let me say this. So when I was studying, I got married when I was studying. So he has been firstly supportive of, we stayed apart for a few years and all that. After that, also, when I started my career, he was supportive from the uh, point of view of course, supporting me morally, but also taking care of the kids, or helping in the household chores. Because when the kids are young, there are so many things to be done and all that. He was perfect, I would say, in that sense. And afterwards, when I started the company, or initially, he was at that time still having a different career path. But he supported me when I started the company, helped me informally and so on. And afterwards, he joined. And once he joined the company, then of course, we have been working together. It's not easy for husband wife team to work together, and be with each other 24 hours. And we have our arguments and all the spice in the relationship. But overall, I think it has been very satisfying and very, very rewarding. And whatever we have created together has been, I think, really good. And I have loved every moment of it, even the negatives, positives, everything. So I hope he has similar sentiments, and you can ask him later about it.
One thing I want to ask you, does the household infringe into the office and vice versa?
Uh, Earlier, no, but after COVID, we have started working from home mostly. Then house has become the office, then the things are a bit different. But earlier we used to, or we tried to not take office into the office. Sorry, office into home. That was our earlier,
Discipline.
yeah, discipline.
Yeah.
Now, there is no difference really. So, but still, we try not to discuss office on weekends, or after we stop working, close the laptop, then we don't. We try to do that. Not that we succeed all the time, but that's what we try to, right? Yeah.
So, Arvindji, let me ask you that as a husband, how much do you think you had to compromise to meet her career aspirations?
I don't think I had to compromise at all for two simple reasons that I started my career in the Indian Army, and kind of we knew that when we got married that I would leave the armed forces because armed forces has a lot of other ways to work, and Sujata would have had a little difficult time for there. So we had decided. I was a short service officer, so once I stepped out of army, we were very sure that we will come together, we'll do something together. Sujata is very technology oriented, very product focused and everything. But in business, you have to do many other things which are not just your product. Business development, legal, process, and all that part. So, which I thought was my kind of a core competency, and of course, sales. And those are the functions I handled. She handled the technology part of it. So, we neither of her had to compromise in a way. We had to complement. Initially, there were some rough edges, as Sujata said, but over a period, we have kind of a agreed to work with agreeing, not agreeing, but work together. That's one important thing. As far as the compromise on the house side was concerned, there was no issue. And I really would like to point out the benefits of a joint family that Indian tradition and culture has. Because my parents were staying with us, we never had a problem as to who will look after the children. But that's a new thing which is in today's world. So some of the roots that Sanatan Dharma has, I think those are very valid even today. So no compromise, all good and all fun, and hopefully it continues.
Thanks, Arvindji. Sujataji, before we split, I would like to ask you one question which many girls are asked when they face interview.
Mm-hmm.
And the typical question which comes from corporate interviewers is that, look, we will take you, we will invest in you, we will train you. But after 2 years, what happens if you suddenly come and say, no, I'm getting married, I'm going with my husband to US?
Mm.
Now, what does the girl answer in such situations? What should they answer according to you?
Well, uh,
An advice to youngsters.
Yeah, sure. See, I have always believed in uh, balance between work and life, and this is a very overused term, I know, but still, in fact, I would say that in my case I have given life a little bit higher priority than work, but that's my personal priority. Not everybody doesn't have to do that. But coming to your question, yes, unfortunately, still in our society, the girls most of the times have to follow their husbands wherever they are, and it can happen. I mean, you don't know what you are going to get into, till you get into that. So yes, for the corporates, the answer should be that yes, it is possible. But two things: one is remote work is now a possibility, so that is one possibility now. But if that is not possible, then while I am here in the company, I will give my 100% or more than 100% to the work, deliver with the quality, commitment, ownership, and all that. I think that is extremely important, because boy or girl, career changes are inevitable, right? I mean, it's not that a boy, when he joins a company, will stay there for life. No, that he also may go away after 2 years, 3 years, or the girl also, not because of the marriage. Maybe she decides to pursue advanced studies and she goes abroad or somewhere else. So that's a part of life. But while you are there, you give your 100%. That is, I think, very important. And that corporate should be happy with that.
I think what you are saying is that the girls should tell that they will at least cross the next milestone with that corporate. Until then, there is assurance. After that, of course, there is no assurance for anybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thank you. Thanks.
It was a pleasure interviewing both of you.
Our pleasure, and thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks a lot.